Yes, it's your boy Cam Legend. I hope all is well with you today. Another beautiful day in the Matrix, another beautiful day in nature. And today's video is going to be about knowledge. Before I proceed, please press the like button. So knowledge, is it a good thing? Is it a bad thing? We know knowledge is power, but we also see sometimes people acquire knowledge and go crazy from it. So what's knowledge all about? Well, knowledge is to know, obviously, but before one can know, you have to go on a quest. And this quest starts internally. It starts with your subconscious mind. And what happens after that, just like a Google search, you get queries. And these queries are synchronicities, coincidences, meaningful coincidences. That's what a synchronicity is. And, just things associated with the things you query within your mind. That's what the quest is all about. And I remember when I was waking up to consciousness, esoterical things, subjects, and the first thing that really got me going was synchronicities. But at the time, I didn't know what synchronicities were. All I knew was I want to buy a pair of AirPods, for example, and now I'm seeing everyone with it. But I was actually just looking online for AirPods. It wasn't that I saw people with it. I was just looking online. Now I'm seeing everyone with it. And I think everyone has that example of wanting something, then seeing it everywhere. I think the great example is the dream car analogy, where somebody wants to buy a new car for themselves and they start seeing it everywhere. So it's evident that our mind creates our reality and it puts awareness onto that. And I think this is how the tangent starts for people in terms of going crazy, right? Because your mind is also associated to your emotional state. So this can freak you out. So it freaked me out at first. I didn't even know what synchronicities were. I didn't tell anyone about it. I thought I was going crazy. I was like, is this a self-fulfilling prophecy? Is it my mind playing tricks on me? All of these things were also questioning within my mind. But it came to a point where my synchronicities were happening so frequently. I was like, nah, this has got to be some kind of phenomena I just don't know about. But I still kept it within at the time because I wasn't open to my spiritual nature of me. Because I lived in a society where that kind of stuff gets shut down. People start talking about, you gotta realize we come from a background that is based upon fear. And if you start at the time, I think more people are open about it now, but at the time, the circle I was around, people may associate those kind of things to like witchcraft or, it's just got a stigma in it. You don't want to be seen as an outcast and you don't want to be seen as weird and so on and so forth. But I was in China and I said to a friend, like, I keep on thinking and feeling things and they keep on being pushed out in the screen of space. And he said, yeah, bro, that's synchronicities. And I typed it in Google and I was like, whoa, this is a psychological term. But I was happy because I could chill now because I thought like, okay, I'm not crazy. This is something that everybody experiences. So why is it happening to me now at such a frequent rate? I've always seen coincidences in life, but it never really meant a lot to me. Like I went to uni and randomly everyone that I knew was born around the same date. So I'm born on March the 6th. My other friend's born on March the 5th. My other friend's born on March the 7th. And I was like, okay, that's very coincidental. But I didn't think too crazy at the time because I was around 18, 19. And I mean, we're all Pisces, right? So we're all dreamers. So we all laughed at the time because we knew, yeah, we're Pisces. Like, we know this reality is a dream. The real dream is actually being pushed out on the screen of space. And when you go to sleep and dream, that's the real world. So we all knew that. But I mean, it came to a point in my life where these kind of occurrences kept on happening at a faster rate. And I associated that to my diet because I was on a bodybuilding contest and I was eating a lot of vegetables, more than I ever ate at the time. And there's a divine connection between us as humans and plants. We both absorb the sun. It's sun setting right now, chlorophyll. Chlorophyll for the plant, melatonin, serotonin for us, our skin. So we are just like a plant, This is why we could smoke marijuana, eat marijuana, take ayahuasca and other herbs. And when we take these herbs, our heart actually opens up because it's the green heart chakra. And we can have a divine connection with plants. Like when I first took THC, which is a bit different to marijuana because it's taken CBD, sorry, which is a different aspect of that plant, I noticed that I was more connected with nature more than ever. So this is what you may experience when it comes to accessing knowledge. You start to see the divine connection. And what happens is when people start to wake up to consciousness, it's usually due to conspiracies that may or may not be real. And you may wake up to the government always lying, politicians, all those kind of things. Those things will wake you up, but it's from the pillar of severity. It's on the negative pole. And you're supposed to polarize that energy to liberate you. But what happens is people get stuck on conspiracies and it can put you in a certain rabbit hole. And like I said, your subconscious mind is fueled by emotions too. So if you have a lot of fear, a lot of victimhood within you're feeling like a victim, you're feeling like, you're down and out, you feel like the universe is a crazy, scary place, you're gonna get more relays of information from that vibration you're pushing out. So you need to put a cutoff point when it comes to learning certain things. Like I said, there will always be a conspiracy to go down. There's many rabbit holes you can go down into because knowledge, when you gain knowledge, you're actually accessing information from an infinite place. Just like Google, you have a query, you search it, there's about 30,000 different results waiting for you, but you only choose one or two. So with your subconscious mind, when you go in these queries, you will go down these rabbit holes. So with that kind of awareness, why don't we do that, but for empowerment? So if you're trying to create ways to make money, build wealth, or build a business, create a community, the more you focus on that, the more you'll get relayed through time and space information. Okay? So we call this Synchrodestiny, and it's a term created by Deepak Chopra. We put our awareness to certain things in this reality, and the universe will always play it back to you. So why not play a game with it? You can play a game. Start putting your intention onto things, doing certain rituals, and see what the universe has to offer. Within my life, I've seen so many synchronistic things happen, and it's literally been like the butterfly effect. One thing that seemed so meaningless now became something so big, but there was true meaning within the smaller aspects of that to get me to the point I wanted to go. That's why I see the meaning in everything. This is why you should see the meaning in everything. Animals, nature, these are all omens. It's based upon your interpretation, because we're talking about the subjective reality. It's down to you to put what the meaning is to you. That's what creates the infinite abundance mindset. If you meet someone and you bump into them and then you start speaking about, many things, and you're like, damn, we're kind of connected. Like, we've gone through the same trials and tribulations. We know the same people. We're from the same area. Yeah, that's the universe putting you and him or her together. And it's up to you to capitalize on that. I remember, like in China, that friend who told me what synchronicities were was a prime example of the term, the teacher will appear when the student is ready. Because he put me on game to a lot of things that were happening to me, which were seeming so mystical. But he had real terms to tell me what it was. And sometimes the teacher doesn't have to be a person. It can just be the universe. It could be divine interventions. It could be nature. You see, the teacher is the universe, and it doesn't matter if it's a tangible thing such as a person or connecting with nature. It's really down to your subjective reality, your subconscious mind. You see, what we do as a collective is we put our mind and intentions onto things. Like, if you want a certain deity to speak to you, you can look at their symbol, you can buy a statue, and just by gazing at them for 5-10 minutes with a good intention, you start to see parallel synchronistic outcomes and variables based upon the deity that you're trying to invoke. So a statue, right, would be an object. That's the objective reality. It speaks to your subjective reality based upon your interpretation. So this is why I said some people go crazy, because you start seeing things everywhere. I think that movie, They Live, where he puts on the glasses and he starts seeing people for what they are. That's how it happens. That's how your ascension happens. Nobody says it's always going to be peaches and cream, but you have to be able to meditate and breathe and not be anxious and understand that the subjective reality is the true reality, and the objective reality is fragmented. Okay, but it's still, of course, holistically one, and it's really down to you to put meaning on things. Like I said, the friends I was acquiring in uni were still friends today, which means as Pisceans, there's probably a past life connection, But these are the kind of things you really want to look at in your life, because I can assure you, it doesn't matter how old you are. It doesn't matter about the experiences you've had in this life. If you go look at your friends, if you go look at other aspects of your life, you will find a divine connection. And when you put your mind and awareness onto that, you now open a portal. That portal is your www dot. That is your World Wide Web. And you can access more information from that portal. Your subconscious mind is Google. When we look at AI, it's all reverse engineering on real phenomena of nature. Always remember that. I always tell people this. Anything you see technology do, it's because we can do it. The metaverse, what is it doing? It's projecting images to your eyes and put you in another reality. What do you do when you dream? You see, a lot of people have calcified pineal glands, so it's hard for them to dream and visualize. So they give you the metaverse so you can experience that. And it's all good experiencing that. The metaverse, I'm sure, is lit. But you can also experience this within your mind. Master your mind, master your body, and you can access all this information I speak about. So knowledge. Knowledge in my eyes is a good thing. Of course, knowledge can be used for evil. Of course, knowledge can create more illusions, but it's all based upon your mind. The universal law of polarity says everything just is. Nothing is necessarily bad, nothing is necessarily good. Some people be good to you because they want to have you look at them and appear as to be better than them. So they give you things and they say, oh, like, yeah, I gave you this, I gave you that. But did that come from a wholeness of good or to appear good? And then we have some people in our lives that seem across as bad. They're always telling you do this, always telling you to do that, but it's actually to help you grow. You see? Because polarity swings both ways and they're both different in degrees but similar in nature. Okay? This is why on the yin-yang symbol, you still have the white in the black and you have the black in the white because it's still aspects of the same self. So that's how you want to see knowledge. Yin and yang. It's all aspects of the same self. But just remember, take time with knowledge. Understand you can put a cutoff point to certain aspects of knowledge. So you learn about this, you learn about that, you learn about the government doing this, you learn about the government doing that. Cool. Put a cutoff point on it. That's your reference point. You don't need to know more. Of course, you need to stay aware of that, but you want to create your own destiny, which you can. So focus on the things that are going to empower you, which is knowledge of self, which is learning about the inner verse. I'm learning so much about my body. Even like when I have had anxiety, I'm starting to learn where the anxiety is held within the body, you know, and most of it is in the stomach for me. Some other people, it's in the chest, right? So start learning more about your inner verse and you can navigate in this universe. For real, for real. It's not even funny, it's a real science, man. This is why they say know thyself. So yeah, man, I'm about to shut down. If you've liked this video, you know what to do. Peace.